and we look at EML Payments. Shares are taking a belting in today's trade so far as long-term CEO Tom Cregan stepped down as managing director. So the word is that he has resigned. No reason has been given. Emma Shand will be taking the top job effective immediately. The company is saying she will be focused on Europe and has really hit the ground running. So what do our experts think about EML? Has this changed their thinking at all? Final nail in the coffin for the company or an opportunity for a fresh start? Gaurav Sodhi, intelligent investor, I will start with you. EML, many viewers will be aware, has been put through the ringer. So first of all, it was problems with the Irish Central Bank. Well, that's after it made an acquisition that also brought it to its knees. And then, you could say that some of the selling probably accentuated by, the whole tech sell-off that we've been experiencing. But markets don't like uncertainty. There's a new CEO, but we don't know why Tom left. So what's going on?
It's a really big deal. Sometimes when CEOs change, it doesn't matter. If CBA got a new CEO tomorrow, no one would blink, no one would care. I don't even know the name of the CEO now, and I don't expect I'd know the name of the next CEO. It doesn't matter.
But anyways, go on.
But Tom Cregan leaving is a big deal. He has been instrumental in the business model change at what used to be e-merchants, I think a pretty crappy little business, and he's turned that into a really interesting, significantly larger business. So him leaving suddenly, without any explanation, and outside the usual departure window is a big deal. I would see this as a blaring red flag. Whatever your investment case is for EML, I think everyone ought to sell the stock now and reassess that investment case because everything has changed. We've had EML as a buy at various times and never made any money on it. It's been terrible every time we've tried to touch it. And mostly it's because this is a complicated business that pretends it's very simple. It looks very easy. They do electronic transfers of cash. The bulk of their business at the moment comes from shopping center vouchers, gift cards, thank you, yeah. But that's actually a declining part of the business and increasingly, and Cregan was instrumental in this, they were trying to do digitized transactions for very niche specific B2B use cases. And so the idea was that they'd set up these little electronic payment systems and they'd have an inbuilt use case there, sticky customers, and they take a clip on all the revenue flowing through those systems. I think it was a good business model. I must admit, I don't think it's ever worked. We've never made any money out of the stock. It's caused a lot of dissension in the team. I've moved on. I owned it one stage and sold it probably 2 years ago and never looked back. The key lesson for me with EML is there are some stocks that deserve your patience and there are some stocks that you ought to be very careful about allocating patience to. Everyone thinks patience is this great investing virtue that we all need to show it at all times. Not true. I think this is a stock where we've shown too much patience, and this is a really important new development, and my recommendation is sell.
So this is a nail in the coffin moment for EML for you. Yep. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a similar outlook. Sell if you haven't already, basically. So, and I've friends in markets who, very clever guys have looked at this, probably similar to your team, and been sort of lured in, but they've always run stops, and it's saved them an awful lot of money, basically. Gaurav's right, this is exactly the sort of thing, company you want to have where you need to be strict on your stop losses. But the lady who's taking over, 16 years at NASDAQ, but I mean, you saw Tyro the other day, that was an unexpected CEO exit. Was down 20%, but there was a reason for it at least. Whereas this uncertainty around it as well, being only down sort of 18%, I mean, it's probably...
It doesn't feel like enough, does it?
It doesn't feel like enough, no. So, I mean, look, it may turn around. I think like I said, there's a lot of smart people I know that have been really intrigued by this business. Yeah. But I think you just wait till the smoke clears for now. I don't think, I mean, it's a really crowded space, that payment space. And at the moment, something like Tyro's fallen 75-80%. It's probably got a better business case than say this potentially. So, there's an alternative if you really want to stick in the space, which I mean, obviously had pretty similar. But at least they're pulling the numbers still. But yeah, look, I'd be very happy just
Okay.
to sell this and reassess. It's just not the right market conditions for it either. It's not the sort of company.
And
that-
macro headwinds in Europe,
Oh,
which is its
absolutely,
biggest
yeah.
focal point.
Um,
So plenty of negatives for EML. That is a double sell from both of my expert guests. Doesn't happen very often.